Why do you tell stories during a speech? Pop your answers in the comments. Why do you tell a story in a speech? Well, it's probably because you've watched some video about someone telling you you should put stories in your speeches. Okay, yes. Why are they telling you to put these stories in speeches? There's a couple of different reasons. One of the key ones is it's about communicating a message. The story brings a message to life and helps the audience to interpret, understand, and connect with that message. If you look at some of the most famous stories of all time, Aesop's Fable, people remember the key lesson from the speech. What's the key message of the tortoise and the hare? Right? How do you make sure that your story brings the message to life? I was helping a client with their speech earlier on this week, and what they're wanting to do is they're bringing in a new personal anecdote into an existing keynote, and they wanted to try it out on for size. So we ran through it, I had to listen to the audition, and it was a really good story with a message of trust. And they tell the story, and then at the end they start bringing in this idea of trust. I said, okay, that's great. The story is really nicely linking in like that branch, really nicely linked in with my head. I said, yeah, this story, it definitely works. It's definitely something that we can bring into that keynote. But I want to hear hints of this message of trust coming in. So don't just bring in the message of trust at the end. What opportunities are there to seize that idea of trust throughout the story? Because ultimately that's why you're telling this story. You're telling the story because you want that message to come across to the audience. So don't just give them one opportunity to take that message home. Give them multiple opportunities to take that message home. And the same is true for your stories. When you're telling a story, when you want to make sure that key message comes across to the audience, put as many seeds in the story as possible. Think of it like leaves on a branch. If you've got one branch with one leaf, it doesn't look that great, does it? But when you have a branch with multiple leaves, the whole thing is more attractive. That's what your stories will be. Your stories will be even better than that hastily crafted metaphor I just came up with walking in the park.